so many times that I'm ready to throw.
Jeff, Ernie,
My
and
gosh, dude.
leadership that works.
Are we live, Jesse?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. So,
Race fans, it's time for the most important words you've been waiting for. Brought to you by local business owner Alan Rand. Drivers, start up your engines. If you need a new battery, don't sit at the starting line. Replace it with a green interstate battery. Before you
let's
hear,
find out right now. Let's
have
find
your
out
battery
right
checked for
now.
free by an authorized interstate battery.
Hey, Andy
dealer
Howard,
by
are you
calling
involved in the state
1-800
championship stuff?
Crank It, or visit
Yeah, I'm going down after this
interstatebatteries.com.
shift tomorrow.
I'm
So
Alan
we
Rand. You can't finish what you don't
girls
start.
semifinals and
Interstate
boys
Batteries.
semifinals.
Outrageous.
Hopefully we have a team in the championship.
Now is the time to take care of your heating and cooling system during the big savings event with Air
we
Care
don't, it's a
Professional.
quick trip.
Need a heating tune-up? Just
Yeah, where is
$89
that?
for a limited time.
It's
Looking to
all the way
replace
up in
that
Oregon.
old inefficient heating system? Well, right now you can get up to $1,000
Kinda
off
like
a new
how
Riot heating and air conditioning
you always
system
say
from Air
football
Care
state
Professional. And
championships
it doesn't
in
stop
November
there. For a
at
limited
Rice
time,
Eccles.
get 0%
Yeah.
equipment
And like
financing
snow,
options
snow.
OEC. This
I
may
don't
be
know why
the
they
best
don't do the
offer of the
championships
year.
down here.
With offers
Yeah,
like
like,
these, you know
what
Air
is
Care
that about?
Professionals and Bryant's are doing whatever it takes to earn
And
your
then they have
business. Call
baseball up at
628-2423 or
Yeah,
online
he's
at
real
aircareprofessionals.com.
bad.
Voted best of Southern Utah.
Over 60 years
Dude, I
of
mean,
keeping
that's just
Utah's
freaking
Dixie
stupid.
informed. We'll be around
I
for
don't get
more
it,
than
man.
60 more.
I
News
don't
Talk
get it.
94.9. 8
Okay, let's hit this thing, man. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a great day today.
Good morning, everybody. This is News Radio 94.9, 890 KDXU. It's time for Thursday morning St. George Real Estate Morning Drive with Jeremy Larkin. Morning, Jeremy.
Yo!
What's going on, man?
Oh man, it's you know what's going on is it's actually spring in St. George. It doesn't matter if it's on. March 21st is irrelevant. The bottom line is once it starts hitting 60s pretty consistently, it's spring to me.
Yeah, feels good.
And I guarantee you, by the way, that if you go in your yard, you're going to find that the weeds are growing, which is the first sign that it's spring. Carl Wright, good morning, man.
Good morning. There
Yeah.
are also blossoms, though, on the trees. Have you noticed those?
Yeah, I know, especially right downtown.
Yes.
So, hey, good morning, guys. Jeremy Larkin, host of the St. George Real Estate Morning Drive. It's Feb 27, 2020. And you know the big thing in the real estate market with 2020, you know this. Watch that mic, it's low.
Thank you.
You're a tall man. How tall are you?
6'1".
All right, how big a boy are you? Right, Roy D. Mercer, 6'1". So he's got me an inch. Is with the 2020, because what you used to be able to do is date a contract, right? Like you dated 2-27-19.
Right.
But now if you dated 2-27-20,
You could put it.
you could put anything you want in the back end of 2001, 2, 3, 4, right?
Be careful.
Hey, you know, buyers and sellers and contract people beware. But hey, what do you need a realtor for, right? You can just do all this stuff on Zillow and Facebook, apparently, is what everybody's telling me, right? I got news. Real estate agents are actually, we have the data from 2 weeks ago when we went to Dallas. Realtors are being used more than ever.
Really?
Ever. The percentage of buyers and sellers hiring an agent is higher than ever. But what would the perception be, by the way, Carl?
The perception would be there's so many avenues that you can try to sell your house on your own that, you know, Zillow, Trulia, KSL, all
Yeah.
these different avenues.
Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of bizarre now. I mean, there's obviously pressure on commissions, but you know, that's an entirely different show. I've got Carl Wright here, R1 Appraisal. We want to congratulate him, brand new to the market, just got his appraiser's license. I'm kidding. How many appraisals now for the company?
Oh, I don't know.
20,000?
It's up there. We've expanded our operation up into Salt Lake County. and,
Really?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
And we'll open an office in Phoenix this year too. So
Whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
kind of exciting.
Okay, that's incredible. Jesse, you didn't know that.
I didn't.
I wish you guys could actually see what was going on with the Facebook Live. So there's an iPad. Why am I echoing so much? Do you hear that?
Yeah, that goes in there. I'll
Am I
try
too
to-
Oh, okay, I didn't know if that's us. There's an okay. Here's how this goes. Jesse's going to post a photo. There's a tall director style office chair. On the chair is Jesse's laptop bag, but it's more than a laptop bag. He carries like 50 pounds of crap around in it. Just ask my team about our trip to Dallas. Literally all day, every day, 10 hours of a conference, he's walking around with like everything he owns in there. Okay? Kitchen sink, how about the pipe wrench to
Boy
fix?
Scout because
Okay.
regardless of the situation, Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
You know, he's
talking
like
back, bro.
Mr. Gadget.
No, he is. So there's the chair, and then there's the bag, and then there's a global office paper box, which has been in this by the way, in the studio for at least 3 years because I've used it multiple times.
It's older than
Okay.
me, I think.
It's very old. On top of the paper box is a stack of yellow pads, a book that somebody who's clearly come on the air has left here, like an author, and the iPad is on top of the book, and they're propped just such that you're barely catching my head for our Facebook Live.
It's
Look, man.
ingenious.
Okay, technology,
So
right?
don't bump anything is what you're saying.
Don't even breathe on the chair, or we're not going to have anything going on. So Carl and Andy, we were just talking about high school basketball,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
who's going to be who's really still in contention at this point from local schools?
Dixie Cedar and locally, Dixie Cedar are the two. Desert Hills has an outside chance, but they play Cedar today, and Cedar's had a really good season.
Cedars tough. They've got like 3 big boys that bang the boards really well. I watched them a couple times this year.
Wow.
Yeah, at this level, to have 3 guys 6'6" and over is a pretty
Those
big
are
deal.
big kids.
Yeah.
Holy smoke, man.
It was so fun to go to the Region 9 games this year. So competitive. It was awesome.
So how old's your oldest kid, by the way?
13.
So you're going to get there.
Yeah.
They're a baseball family.
We're baseball and football.
Yeah,
Yeah.
baseball, football. Yeah, well, man.
What school are you feeding? Into?
Crimson.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. It's
Future
fun.
is future is bright over there.
Very
Chris.
bright. Very bright. Great coaching staff, both of the baseball, football, and basketball. Excited to see.
There's
what
a lot of
happens.
talented kids out there. There is.
A lot of talent.
And I think 2 years ago it was like, what's Crimson?
Yeah.
You know, and now there you go.
Well, I have to say real quick, I
Go.
played pickleball yesterday. Casey Winters, who was the basketball coach
Yeah.
at Crimson, was out on the court, and he was playing his kids, like an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old or whatever. There came a high lob, and he slammed it and hit his kid really hard. I said, Casey, the kid's 8 years old. He says, you got to teach him young, man. Got to teach him
I
young.
love this.
No mercy.
Whoops.
No mercy. That's
Well, it's pretty fun. So there's always something going on. Of course, we'll move right into high school baseball, which is really already started, right?
Yeah, tryouts were this week.
Yeah, so that's next, and it's always fun because Andy's doing a lot of live color commentary on things. So, guys, Jeremy Larkin here. Listen, I'm going to ask a favor this morning. Okay, here goes. We've put a show on for now. I think we're 6 years, Jesse. 6.
Wow.
People say they love it, and
They do.
I love that they love it. Thank you. I just posted a link in the Facebook body in the comments. It is our Best of Southern Utah voting link.
There we go.
Here's the crazy part with the Best of Southern Utah. They've made this, so I have friends who are going for this best of in other markets, and this is no joke. I walked through the details of Jesse's bag. This is what it looks like. Best of Steamboat, Best of Fargo, other cities. It's like, click on the link. When you click on the link, create an account, name, email address, phone number, right, dress size. From there, now surf through all the categories, find me and nominate me. It's crazy. Here's Best of Southern Utah. Watch. One click on the link, and guess what's there? Vote now. You can just click submit vote, or if you click select all, it puts us best real estate agent, best real estate company, best real estate team, and best place to work. Submit vote. 2 clicks. It's ridiculous. Here's the fun part. We can cheat this system. You can vote on as many browsers as you want, right? Every day. You can vote every day. You can vote on your phone, your iPad, and 3 browsers on your PC. And I mean, it's really bizarre. It is truly a high school popularity contest, Carl.
Right.
Okay. It has no reflection that we are actually the best of Southern Utah. How honest can I get any more transparent? Andy?
Very honest, right up front. I love
It is. There is no reflection whatsoever that we have any idea what we're even doing in real estate. But I'm asking for your vote, okay? Because we won last year. Best real estate team, best real estate agent. Thank you. But now they've hooked us, okay?
Right.
And now we need to win again. Because what does it look like if we don't? So guys and gals, it's right there. Best of Southern Utah. There's a link. I put it in there. It's going to be on our Facebook page every day until March 15th. It's the way it is. You're going to get sick of it. I'm sorry, but I'm asking if you listen to this and you like what we're doing. And by the way, this is a fun one. If you're a realtor, Joe Newman, good morning. Go and see who else is running. And if you like us better than the other people who are running, you're also going to want to vote. Is that hilarious? But it's really true, right? Because, but there, a couple of our good friends are in there. Bob Richards and Associates, KW, he's a great guy. But This is it. This is our plea. We're going to ask one more time before the show's out. How's that? Pretty simple. 2 freaking clicks. Man.
Pretty easy.
All right, Carl. Carl writes with R1 Appraisals. He's a good man and he's a good friend. And we actually have, I called him to talk about getting on the show last week, and it ended up in like a 20-minute, truly existential discussion about life.
This
and
is
God.
how our
relationship.
conversations always go.
It was deep, huh?
It was deep.
There was plenty of God.
Jeremy
and
is one of the most spiritual men I know.
Thank you.
Yeah, he
And
really
I
is.
think, no, I would say the same thing you do. I'm trying to be. For me, you know what I mean? So we have some killer discussions. Good morning, Shannon Williams-Olson. She's in Ogden. Are you in Ogden? I don't know. I think you're in Ogden. So we had some killer discussions, but we have to talk about real estate today, okay? And we get to talk about real estate. People have no idea actually what's going on in the market. I don't think. I mean, I think they have an idea, and they think they have an idea.
I think there's been some hesitation, right? We have been on an upward swing in the market really since 2011 is when the bottom hit, right?
9
So
years.
we've been increasing over the last 9 years. So everybody's kind of in this uncomfortable, like, well, what's going to happen? When's this crash going to happen? Because historically it's been a 7-year cycle, right?
Yeah, 7 years of famine, 7 years of plenty. You
Right.
know, Joseph the Dreamcoat, all
Right.
that stuff.
Right, so we're 9 years of plenty. So when is this going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of great things that rates have been historically low, and inventory
Yeah, inventory's low.
is low.
So here's what's happened, okay? So, and Carl's going to walk us through this. So let me ping a couple of things. You know what, Jesse? You have access to these slides. You could throw them into if you wanted. You'd have to do a save as. So we talked about this on a couple of shows, but let's back up for a minute. So people, look, what is the perception of the market, Andy? Generally, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but what is the general sense of the real estate market based on being on our show and what you see?
It's still hot.
It's a hot market,
Yeah.
right? That's kind of like, that's as far as people take it, okay? The secondary thing they might say is prices are too high, okay? And I can't buy anything. So here's what we have going on. Housing inventory is at historically low levels. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Lowest in the history of all all recorded data for the United States of America. We have 3 months supply of inventory from sea to shining sea. Okay. Now I know that when people listen, they're like, "What does that mean?" I'm very hardcore on my team, Jesse. Am I not? Don't use jargon. Don't use jargon. Don't, because we love to use jargon with our clients. 3 months means it would just take 3 months to sell all of the homes in the United States of America. That's not very long. That means if no one listed another home, right? And so, Carl, what happened in 2008 with new construction from 2008 to 2014 across the United States?
It was basically non-existent.
It just stopped, right?
Yeah.
So how often, dude, are you going, of course it's going to be often, but tell me anyway, how often do you have a friend go, "Carl, what's going on out there? There's so many new homes. Are we out of control? Are we going to have a bubble?"
Oh yeah, I get the question.
7 days a week.
At least once a day. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're out coaching the kids, because it's always when I see other parents kind of out like in those settings, they want to ask, "Hey, how's the market?
Right.
Are we in another bubble?" Well, Carl, if I only have 3 months of inventory, there's only 3.3 in St. George, right?
3.6.
3.6. Am I in a bubble?
No.
Likely not, right? So from 2008 to 2014, nobody really builds a home, ish, right? But kind of.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So it's like they were rationing new homes at this point. So now all of a sudden we have this inventory thing where there's not a lot of inventory, but people think prices are too high, so a lot of people aren't putting their home in the market. And as long as they think that, we're going to have low inventory, and as long as they have low inventory, tell us what's happening with home prices. Now I'm putting you on here.
Yeah. Home prices have been pretty steady. I mean, we always see a lull in the market in the winter time.
Yeah.
And then the parade of homes. I think Suba does a fantastic job of their timing of the parade of homes.
Correct.
Because February rolls around, people are sick of the cold up north.
Mhm.
We get how many people attend?
They said 37,000.
37,000 people walking into our market, and a lot of those people are baby boomers who are ready to retire, who are ready to get down here, and that's a big portion of our market.
Hashtag boomers.
Hashtag boomers.
Okay.
Even if 5% of those were actually wanting to buy a home now, that's, we're talking about 1,800 people.
Yeah.
And they're not. And Carl, are they coming here to the parade to buy a home?
Some of them, not really. Some of them are just wanting to get out of, take a vacation, come down here, enjoy the good weather, and then they end up falling in love with the place, right?
I was going to say, I would say they may not come down planning to buy a home, but when they go through the Parade of Homes and they enjoy our February weather, their minds start to change a little.
Yes, it does. It's exactly what happens. And
Yeah,
then-
it's like it is the sales pitch.
Right, right.
And if you're from up north, and because we talked about this a week ago, coming to St. George for the holiday, for Easter or President's Day or Marathon, from the north is a thing. Going to Salt Lake isn't a thing, right? It's not. We all know this. It's never been a thing. When I was in high school, you came to St. George for spring break.
Right.
And what you did is you walked the Vard, the boulevard.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? And you'd
Yeah.
walk, always trying to meet that girl.
Yep.
Side note, I never did.
That hot one.
I heard stories that I came up very empty-handed. Okay, so but people would flock here. It's always been a thing, but the reverse is not true.
Right. And
So-
it still is a thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Thursday afternoon, this town gets busy.
It sure does,
It
doesn't
gets
it?
busy.
So tell us what's going on with home prices, because remember, look, folks, you think prices are too high in St. George? They probably are, but here's what happens: we don't have enough homes for sale generally, which is why they keep going up. What happened with home prices in the state of Utah? This is killer data.
So home prices in the state of Utah, we are ranked second nationally for home price appreciation in the fourth quarter of 2019, which means we're only behind Idaho. Idaho was the highest appreciating state in the nation, and at 12%, and Utah was at 8.1%.
Idaho, Utah. Who are the top 10 in order?
Idaho, Utah, Arizona, Washington, Indiana, Delaware, West Virginia, Tennessee, Alabama, and North Carolina.
Top 5 are all west.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Idaho, Utah. Look, everybody loves to tease about Idaho and Utah. I get it. There's a lot to tease about, which is why Napoleon Dynamite was such a classic. But look at that, 8.1%, right?
Right.
Was this what period? Time period?
This was period ending fourth quarter of 2019.
8%. Now, here's what Gary Keller told us at KW's International Convention 2 weeks ago. He said if we, and Carl knows this, but we're going to remember, gang, 4% is the appreciation track we want to be on as in the United States of America. When we go above that, it hurts affordability. When we go below that, it helps affordability. Okay? Well, 8% state of Utah, right? Yet, this is the crazy part. Yet people aren't putting their home. Why aren't they putting their home in the market?
They're scared. I don't know. I don't know what their motivation is. But if you're looking to downsize, you're looking to make a move, anytime. This is a great, especially right now, is the best time of the year to sell your home.
Yeah, yeah. I want to know how many people out there knew that we were number 2 in the nation and that Idaho is number 1. Not most realtors don't know that.
2 doesn't surprise me. Idaho
Yeah.
1 does.
Yeah. Most, I know you thought it was going to be South Dakota. I get it.
A
They've
lot-
never been ranked for anything.
Some of that
They
is
do have Mount Rushmore.
Some of that is keep in mind. Some of that the high ranking is because of Silicon Slopes and what's going on in the Salt Lake Valley. Here locally, we've been pretty stable.
Yeah, we're not talking 8% last year.
We're not talking 8%. We're talking maybe about 4.5%, 5% last year total. Maybe a little bit higher in some specific segments of the market. If you're under 500,000, it may have gone up a little bit more. But if you're over 500,000, it's been pretty stable.
So I got Carl right here, R1 Appraisals. How many appraisals in Washington County? How many homes? This is
man.
fun. How many homes are you and your team going in monthly?
Monthly? I don't know. I don't even know, Jeremy. It's quite a few. I mean, we have 7 or 8 appraisers here locally. That
Could you guys be at 500 a month now?
No, not that many.
300?
Maybe. I don't
Pushing
know.
it?
Maybe
They're in a lot of
pushing
homes. They're probably in more homes than a lot
We
of agents.
do a lot.
Are.
The thing that separates us from a real estate agent is we're looking at a lot of data. on a day-to-day basis. And so oftentimes you'll call me and be like, Carl, I've got this oddball appraisal or oddball house that I'm trying to list. Tell me what you think. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? I just saw a house like that. What about this one, Jeremy? Maybe you could consider that. So we're in the data all day.
Yeah. So here's a fun one. Andy, what have we got for time today, by the way?
Oh, you're still looking at about the 6-7 minutes.
Okay, this is great. So this is a cool transition. So we're setting this up for a minute. We have less inventory than in the history of the United States of America, in the country. Okay, we're at 3 months of inventory. Utah and St. George we're at 3.6. Anything under 4 months is considered a seller's market. 4 to 6 months is what we call kind of a neutral market. Over 6 months is what we call buyer's market, favoring a buyer. Let's take this a step further. Utah comes in at 8%. St. George is probably 4.5% appreciation last year. Right, Carl? So far, so good?
Yep.
So here's the wild part. Historic interest rates in the 1970s averaged 8.86%, 1970s. This is for your home loan, right, Andy?
Yeah.
Historic interest rates during the 80s, 12.7%.
That's insane.
3 times as expensive. That's the way to look at it, right?
Yeah.
3 times as expensive to borrow money to buy a house. In the 90s, 8%, twice as expensive. In the 2000s, 6.29%. In the 2010s, we've averaged 4.09% interest rates.
Wow.
So what's happening is people aren't selling their home because they think it's too expensive to buy another house. And so they go like this. I don't even know where I'd go if I sold my home. But what they don't realize is that you go across town and you trade the equity from this home to the next home and you take your 4% or probably 3.5% interest rate today. And you do what you want to do. So, but here's this little thing in the market. So there's only 3 months of inventory, 3.5 months of inventory in Washington County. I'm going to set you up here. Everybody's winning and making money selling their home. Or is there a group that's not? Drum roll, please.
Yeah, there's. This has been a.
Listen closely.
A topic of discussion in our office for quite some time.
And in this studio.
Not just our office, but other appraisal office, other real estate offices. It's the segment of nightly rentals. There was a big drive about 3 or 4 years ago for these nightly rentals. You know, these single family homes that have been converted into nightly rentals, or these big communities where they have really awesome amenities, where they've got a big swim pool, a big pickleball court, basketball. They're a resort, right? And you have the opportunity to come in and buy those as an owner, and then put it in a nightly rental pool.
Yeah, VRBO, and then they started running ads saying Verbo.
Right. I don't know
weird.
what that's all about. My son corrected me on that one.
Yeah,
the other
thank
day.
you. It's like it's Verbo, Dad.
It's Verbo, Dad. It's not VRBO.
totally. Anyway, he said that on the back end of it. My kids are saying this crap every day.
So in my opinion, and not just my opinion, the data is showing a huge oversupply of nightly rentals right now. Guess what it is, Jeremy?
Okay, this is incredible. So, can we can frame it in months of inventory?
Yeah, months of inventory.
So 3.6 months of supply of homes, of just general homes. Right. How bad is it in the nightly, weekly?
9 months.
Ooh.
Jesse, there it is. He's been waiting for this. 3 times as much inventory. By the way, over 6 months is a buyer's market. 9 months? Yeah. Oh, whoa, they're loud. That is an extreme buyer's market. 2 minutes. Extreme buyer. So I'm listing a home today. Sand Hollow Resort. Once again, it's going to go on the market at $525. What do you think they paid for it? Oh, $550.
Wow.
Home in Estancia, listed for $519. They paid $515. It's going to probably sell for $485. It's going to have to be reduced. I can keep going and going. If there's 9 months of supply of inventory, what has to happen to prices? Home prices.
They have to come down. And the hard part is that we don't even know if that's true inventory, because some of these new subdivisions, they don't even list some of their stuff.
MLS.
So these are just what's listed on
there's
MLS.
Then there's 12 months. Yeah. There could be a year's supply.
Could be.
A year's supply of inventory of your nightly weekly rentals. So here's the deal. As we wrap up 1 minute, we're not saying don't buy them.
No, they're great. They're a great investment vehicle if you find the right one for the right price.
And I'm telling you, if you come in and say, hey, we want to come from Salt Lake or whatever, we want to buy a nightly, weekly rental, we're going to sit you down in our office and we're going to look at the data and you're going to make a decision. We might kind of talk you out of it. Yes. And if you're a seller going, what, these guys, they're not, do these guys not love? No. We're the doctor that told you had cancer. All the others said take a baby aspirin and keep taking medicine because I want to give you medicine, right? Let us help you if you're not cash flowing what you need. Let us connect you to one of our great property managers here in town, or let's sell it, right? Or sit on it, but you need to know what you, Carl Wright, R1 Appraisals, how do they reach you?
www.r1appraisal.com
R1 Appraisal.
or 435-627-0019.
Okay, letter R, the number 1, appraisal.com. And if you're listening, vote please. The Larkin Group, Best of Southern Utah, 2 clicks. It's in our Facebook Live. Over and out. Boom.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you, Carl.